Prophecy, the promise, Z-Dot, both of the greatest. Long awaited, I'm here.
Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Hybrid TV. My name is Franz Gillezeau. I am editor in chief of Hybrid Magazine, and I am here today in my Edson Breedy Taekwondo top because I'm here with the man himself, Edson Breedy, Trinidad and Tobago martial artist and Olympic hopeful. Edson, welcome to Hybrid.
Thank you, nice to be here.
So let's start at the beginning. What got you into martial arts in the first place?
One morning, maybe about 20 years ago, a cable went out and I was forced to watch normal TV, and I ended up watching my first anime, which was Samurai X.
Right.
Fell in love with it and decided I needed to try some sort of martial art. And there was a high school program at the time called Blackhawks Martial Arts Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I joined there and that's why I fell in love with martial arts.
And you do Taekwondo.
Yeah.
You do WTF Taekwondo, I do ITF Taekwondo. Would you care to explain for our fans the basic difference?
The basic difference would be that we rely less heavily on our hands. I think that'll be the most practical difference between ITF and WTF.
Yeah.
So in WTF Taekwondo, we can only punch to the torso. If you punch to the face, you get disqualified. Well, you get a point deduction.
Okay. So WTF Taekwondo is also, as far as I'm aware, the only striking martial art in the Olympics.
Yes.
Judo is also in there, but judo you don't use strikes. Did that help draw you towards WTF Taekwondo? The fact that you could one day
Go to the
Olympics?
Yeah, it was part of my decision-making process, but when I went to Howard University, that's when I started doing Taekwondo. They just happened to have a WTF club there.
Okay.
And after I joined is when I found out that the quality of the coaching was really intense, and there was a lot of Olympic champions that came out of the program and world champions that came out of the program as well.
Okay, good. Speaking of training, what is your training like? Take us through a normal week in the build-up to a competition.
Okay, well, it changes every day. I train 7 days a week. Every day is a little bit different, but I'll just take you through a Monday. I'll have a conditioning session at the Hazley Crawford Stadium from 5 to 6:30. That's usually sprinting, kicking drills to exhaustion, and that kind of cardiovascular conditioning. So the running would be mostly sprinting. After that, I'll have a short break, go get some breakfast, and then come back to the stadium for my strength and conditioning with a sport company, Elite Development Performance Unit. That's usually Olympic lifts and plyometrics, core strengthening, agility, balance, basically the overall strengthening of my body. That session will be about 2.5 hours long, including foam rolling and stretching. Then I'll have a break, go get some lunch, most likely a burrito at Rapworks.
Rapworks, big up Rapworks.
And after lunch, I'll have my first technical session, which will be pad work. So I'll go through kicking combinations and techniques that I want to work on, either on a person's body with the protective gear on or with the paddles. That'll be about 2 hours, then I'll have a big break until the sparring session around 8 to 10 p.m. at night.
So 4-day training.
Yeah.
You do that all 7
No,
days
so
of the week?
that's
or?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit lighter, and my Saturdays and Sundays I only have one session.
Okay.
So those are my off days, Saturday and Sunday.
Active
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and your diet, what is your nutrition plan like? And how does it change, if at all, in the build-up to a competition?
Before competition, when I'm a month out from competition at least, or more than a month out, my diet isn't that strict. I am usually just trying to make sure I get my protein requirements in to make sure I recover from all these sessions that I'm doing. But when I'm getting close to competition, I fight in a specific weight category, that's middleweight, so that I can't be over 192 pounds. So I might walk around at 100 and 98 pounds, but then I have to start cutting carbs to make sure I'm as lean as possible to make my weight. And I don't have to do a hard cut the days before the competition.
Yeah, of course.
So that's pretty much it, making sure I get my protein requirement in. And yeah, that's about it. I try to stay away from fried foods, foods that are obviously unhealthy, meaning like sodas and pizza, fried chicken. I try to stay away from them, but I think that if I had to choose a weakness for myself, it would probably be my belly. So I end up eating some things I know I'm not supposed to eat every
So
day.
like your favorite cheat meal would be?
KFC.
So on to the competition itself. What is your competitive schedule like between now and Rio 2016?
Well, for the Trinidad and Tobago Open, which is going to be October 10th and 11th, that's going to be Trinidad's first international Taekwondo tournament at the Center of Excellence. Stay here for that 2 days and then have my next fundraising event on October 19th. After that event, head to training camp in Canada for a few weeks and then head to the Thailand Open in mid-November, and then from the Thailand Open head to the French Open at the end of November. And that'll be the rest of my... That'll be it until the Olympic... No, that'll be it until the Olympic qualifier in March of next year, also in Mexico.
A lot of traveling. All that traveling, of course, costs money.
Yeah.
You mentioned fundraising events. I know you're selling your Edson Breedy t-shirts and tank tops. You had a fundraising event recently. What are the next events coming up?
I'm planning to have a meet me at Fanatic style dinner at Fanatic Studio Kitchen. That's going to be in December. It's going to be all Brazilian food because, well, it's let's go to Rio, so everything has a Brazilian theme attached to it. But as you mentioned, I have Edson Breedy Taekwondo t-shirts and buttons, which are available at Body Glow, Long Circular Mall and Trinity Mall, as well as Quirks Movie Town. And you can also message me at Edson Breedy Taekwondo if you want to make an order. And yeah.
Now I know all the t-shirts and events are to help raise funds. With regard to corporate sponsorship, we had an interview last year with current Minister of Sport, Brent Sancho, before he was appointed minister. And he was saying that with his Pro League club, they have a lot of problems with corporate sponsorship from corporate Trinidad. Have you had similar challenges getting corporate sponsorship?
I have had some problems in the early part of my journey getting corporate sponsorship. But as I started developing the brand Edson Breedy Taekwondo and making myself more observable to the Trinidad public, more companies started showing interest. So if I had any advice to give to other athletes, I would say try to make yourself as marketable as possible. Try to get your hard work as visible as possible to make sure that companies might be more willing to help out.
All right, well, you beat me to my next question, which was advice for upcoming athletes.
Yeah.
Well, any shout out to your actual sponsors? We're basically wrapping up now, so.
Yes, I definitely want to give a shout out. A big thank you to Sport Company of Trinidad and Tobago, who've been extremely helpful in funding part of my journey, a big chunk of my journey, as well as the Ministry of Sport, Rapworks, located on Arapita Avenue, as well as Body Glow. All these companies have really shown me a lot of love. Especially, I really want to thank Rapworks and Body Glow because they contacted me, and the amount of support they've given and wanted to show me as a local athlete has been tremendous.
Well, thank you very much, Edson, for taking the time to sit with us. Thank you to Edson's sponsors as well. And shout out to all other corporate sponsors that help promote Trinidad and Tobago athletics. We really need your help. There's a lot of talent in Trinidad and Tobago, and we need sponsorship to help showcase it to the world. So again, Edson, thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot for having me.
Coming here.
Project House connect to the first down to the profit. The street show nothing but a topic based on guns that real with beams on topic. You can't stop it. It's like you can't stop a time like a hammer at every track and shell that combine. No design is worthy unless